Does it lead you to believe that rolling back social distancing guidelines too soon potentially could be a huge, deadly mistake?
This is a very interesting study. I'll mention its relevance to social distancing, but this was out of Santa Clara, California. Stanford researchers were focusing on this, and really interesting, Wolf. So using antibody testing, that's the type of testing that tells you if you've been exposed to the virus. They found that, in fact, 50 to 85 times more people have likely contracted that infection in that area versus what was previously confirmed. So about 1,000 people roughly were confirmed to have the infection, and they think the number could be as high as 80,000 people looking at these antibody tests. So within that, Wolf, you start to get a sense, a little bit more of just how widespread this infection may have been. A lot of people out there, maybe a lot of people watching, who are saying, I had some symptoms, a month or a few weeks ago. Could that have been coronavirus? I don't know. Maybe it was. Well, it turns out, at least in Santa Clara County, the numbers are 50 to 85 times higher. So that's significant, much more widespread, at least in that area, than I think people realized. Now, that's bad news, obviously, that it's spreading like that. But the good news in that, Wolf, as well, is that if you have many more people who were infected, but actually were surprised to learn that they were infected, they weren't that sick, or they had just minimal symptoms, that does bring down the fatality rate as well. So just how fatal is this? The way you figure that out is the number of people who have died over the number of people who have been infected. If the number of people who've been infected has gone way up here, that brings down the ratio. So it's as with most things, a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news as you look at data like that. It does give a sense of just how contagious this is, Wolf, to your question. And I think it makes the point that the virus is out there, it's contagious. If we roll back things too quickly in the midst of a very contagious virus, the virus is the one constant here, Wolf. It's been there out there, it's contagious virus. If we roll back things too early, we do run the risk of many more people getting infected. I think there's probably no way to say for sure, Wolf. Once we start to roll back things, I think at some point there will be people who become infected that otherwise would not have become infected. I think that's just a fact, and I think that's something that is going to have to inform all of these policies, all of these proposals in terms of what we're willing to accept. We don't want people unnecessarily to get infected. We don't want them to unnecessarily have to be hospitalized or to sadly, tragically die. That's going to be the balance, and this study gives us a little bit more insight into just how widespread this is.
Because it's so significant, the huge number, Sanjay, of people who probably were infected, had no